Hey everyone, it's DQ Reads, and today I want to talk to you about my 2020 and January 2020 reading goals. So last year, as in 2019, I surpassed my reading goals by a lot. I ended up reading 68 books out of the 40 which I had a goal to read. So this year I'm really thinking of stepping it up, and I'm thinking 75 books. That's not that many more than I read this previous year, but it's also way higher than my actual goal was, so I don't want it to be too intimidating for me. Now, this Christmas I was very lucky and I got a lot of gift cards for books, which I absolutely love. And because of that, I had a huge buying haul, and now I have a huge to be read list. So let's get into that. So I'm going to show you the books I bought in physical copy, and then I'll also tell you about the books I bought in digital copy. The first thing I was thinking of doing this year is actually reading throughout the year, at different points of the year, different books that were voted in Goodreads the best books of 2019. So what I did was I scrolled through them and I looked at the books in categories that I thought were more interesting. For example, I didn't really pay attention to romance. I'm not a huge romance fan, but I did like horror, so I definitely made sure to check out what the horror genre top rated was. And I decided to just get those books and buy them and read them. There's one book I'm still missing, and it turns out there's only like 4 of these books that I'm actually going to end up reading. So I'll probably do a video on each one and mention it instead of just one at the end of all 4. Knowing that, I actually started looking for some of these books that are top rated from this previous year, 2019. So the first book, The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. By Alex. Yeah. Don't know how to pronounce his last name, sorry. Anyway, I'm actually not even sure what this book is about. I just know it's considered a thriller, and it was the top voted, so I was like, hey, let's go for it. I trust the vast majority of people on Goodreads, let's do it. So that's one book I'm going to be reading, and I don't like to commit to an order that I'm going to read these books in, mainly because it makes me feel so trapped, and like I like to choose what book I'm reading next based on what's going on in my life or how I'm feeling or anything like that, which is partly why I'm also not doing all 4 of the best books from last year, but I'll definitely mention them in the videos when I am reviewing one of the best books from last year, mainly just because I think it's fun to do. It's not something I've ever really done before, is like sought out these books, but reading them back to back to me isn't going to be as fun because I like having the freedom of choosing. There were no other books here that are part of that search for me, as in the books from 2019 that were really loved and I wanted to read in 2020. So I went off by going off of books that I really wanted to read. I've been really wanting to read The Shining, and of course that comes with Dr. Sleep, which is the sequel. I actually haven't read them yet. I don't even really fully know what happens, but I do know a bit about the Stanley Hotel in general, and I'm very interested in it. I haven't seen the movie, and I refuse to watch the movie, probably even after I read the book. So I'm really excited. I do really enjoy Stephen King and his work, so I'm pretty excited to read them. No one ever really talks about Dr. Sleep, so I'm kind of excited to read that one also, because I want to kind of understand, like, is it way crappier than The Shining, or are people just like following The Shining more because of the movie? And I know Dr. Sleep is becoming a movie, I'm pretty sure, soon, or already has. I don't know. I'm not big into movies. I don't follow them very closely. And then this is a book I found when I was like first in the store, one of Heather's picks. I'm gonna say it again, I wish I had Heather's job. This is a biography about Elon Musk. Now, I don't know if you're Elon Musk fans or even know who he is, but he's a really fascinating person that has, I'm sure, a lot to be learned from just him and how he's lived his life. So I think it's about some of his businesses and his ideas in general. So I'm just super excited to read about it and actually learn more about him from a different perspective. The next book I bought was actually right beside that one, and it is By Chance Alone. And I'm pretty excited about this. It is about a survivor who lived through the Holocaust, which I'm pretty interested in. I recently bought audiobooks on the exact same topic. So I don't know, I've just been kind of feeling a pull towards reading about the Holocaust recently, and personal accounts of that. The next book I found and was very intrigued in was called The Billionaire Murderers. I am extremely excited to read this. I recently, literally last year, with Serial Killers Up Close and Personal, realized how fun and exciting it is to read about true crime. Just as much fun as it is to watch, maybe even more, honestly, because you get really a different sense of it and it seems to be more factual and stuff. So I'm not even really sure what this is about. I mean, this is a true crime book, so that alone is enough for me to be like, yeah, I want to read this. So next I want to move on to my digital books. And it's starting with The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell. Jewell? Anyway, this is a book that I actually saw fairly recently online on sale, and it caught my attention and I was gonna buy it. I was gonna do a shop with me, with you guys with it, and then I ended up deciding that I don't want to spend the money and I'm not gonna buy it. A week or two later, I noticed that it was actually on Goodreads and someone I knew had read it and was obsessed with it. They said it was amazing and I had to read it. So when I got the chance, I definitely bought it. I also bought The Testaments by Margaret Atwood. This is the second to The Handmaid's Tale, and it's actually what I'm going to start my 2020 reading off with. I then also bought The Institute by Stephen King, and this is because it was the top rated horror of 2019 in Goodreads, so I'm super excited about that. This next book is a book that I've actually been wanting to read for a long time, like since around the time the movie came out and everyone was obsessing about it. I want to read Wonder by R.J. Palacio. I hear it's amazing. I'm sure it's going to be a quick read. I hope, at least, because it's for younger kids. But the story has always seemed so fascinating to me. And then a few other books I'm going to read, possibly right after The Testament, is the rest of the City of the Lost series. I mentioned it in my previous video, so go check it out if you haven't seen it already. Next one. The next part of it, which I think is part 4 or 5, probably 5, comes out February 11th. So I feel like by the time I read The Testaments and then part 2 to 4 of it, I think I'll be ready for part 5. If not, I might slip Wonder or another smaller read in there and go with that. And then finally, the last book I bought is Elevation by Stephen King. That's 14 books that I bought from the holidays, and it's just a lot. There's a lot to go. There's a lot to read. So with 75 books to be read and 14 of those being absolutely brand new, I think I have a pretty good chance of meeting my goal. I'm sure throughout the year I will also be buying more books, but at least for the first month or two, I have definitely enough books to get me through that are brand new. Again, I love rereading books and I have absolutely nothing against that, so I reread books a lot. I actually have a few challenges for myself also this year. I'm planning for my channel and just for my own personal growth. And there's one more thing I want to tell you guys all about. So I have been able to post videos, edit videos, film videos fairly consistently and regularly for the past 3 months. I've been unemployed in between jobs, and starting in the new year, I actually have a job lined up and I'm very excited about it. But being a full-time job, I won't have as much time to film and edit and upload and do all of those things. I know it's not really a big deal. It's kind of a weird thing for me, but my uploading schedule will only be once a week. I might switch it again in a month or two once I get a better grasp on everything. But in order to keep my workload and stress load down, I just wanted to only post once a week. It's not a big deal. I mean, 3 people watch my videos if I'm lucky, so thanks to all 3 of you, I appreciate it. But I just wanted to let you know, I only recently got into the habit, barely even, of saying I post videos every Monday and Wednesday, and now I'm going to change that to I post videos every Monday. But I'm still going to be posting videos, I'm still going to be trying my best, I'm still going to be trying to do it on a schedule, which will be Monday at 2:15 Eastern Standard Time. I'm excited about that, and I hope you stick around and check out my videos and share with your friends or do any of those great things to help me out, and we'll just see where this goes. I mean, I do this for fun and I don't want it to be stressful, and I'm afraid with a new job and posting twice a week with no time to really film and edit will make it stressful. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please tell me what your goals for 2020 are, or what books you're starting the new year off with.